You okay?
Yeah.
I'm joined here by Callaghans Mills captain Bryan Donnellan, and they've just had a superb win over Ballyea here in the county semi-final. Bryan, that was a magnificent game of hurling for me up in the stand for all this few supporters who could come in, and a magnificent win for Callaghans Mills.
Yeah. Look, we're absolutely delighted to get over the line. Probably, where it wasn't looking good for us coming down the stretch there. We needed a late goal. We were finding scores fairly hard to come by in the last 10-15 minutes, even though we probably were playing quite well, but we just we weren't getting scores on the board. So delighted to get the goal, and then we got a point as well, just to put 3 in it at the end. But probably the first half, I suppose, is kind of set to stall out for us, where we said we just work really hard into the wind, and we went in level at half time. And I suppose in hindsight, maybe that was the winning of the game for us. Really strong win. You could see the likes in Niall Deasy and Tony and those lads were throwing balls over fairly easy there with the wind. So we needed to make sure they were going to get a few, but make sure they weren't going to get too many of those.
I suppose when I left home this morning, if somebody told me that Tony Kelly would score 1-8 and that Niall Deasy would score 7 points, I would have put a few bob on Ballyea, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I didn't realise they got that much. But yeah, look, they're inter-county players. They're going to get lots of scores, and
yeah,
I think look, Tony could get 1-8, and Clare, for Clare, like he does that inter-county level, so he's going to score. You have to accept that. Try and limit it a bit and put pressure on other guys. That goal he got there, probably at a crucial time for them, was a bit against the run of play, I'd say, maybe. And probably goal wasn't on, and he was probably one of the few players that would get goal out of that. It was a bit of a sucker punch at the time, but yeah, look, they got big scores, but like I said, we knew they were going to get some scores. We played them twice over the last couple of years. Those two lads have put up big scores as well, and we've been thereabouts at the end. So I suppose that that wasn't going to frighten us to see them putting the ball over the bar every now and again.
Yeah, I suppose that was the real trait of that. You wouldn't when they got them scores, and when Tony got that goal, you kept them to within 3 points, maybe 4 points at one stage, and you brought him into 2 points. You didn't let him get away, we'll say, into safety. You just kept with him,
Yeah, I suppose.
And you believed in yourself.
Jacob McMahon was excellent there when we got any free. Even he got a few further out the field here. Put them all over the bar, and they're hugely important. Obviously, when you're down 3 or you're down 2, it keeps you in touch all the time. So yeah, and like I said, we weren't playing too bad. So it'd be different, I suppose, if we weren't playing well and Ballyea were starting to pull away, but we felt like we weren't getting the scores, but we were playing all right. So if you just stick to it and stick to what we had talked about, I suppose you're always hopeful something will come good in the end.
Yeah, you play as a team as well. I think you had 8 different scorers, but apart from the 8 different scorers as well, you do play as a team, and you back one another up. And when you took off out there in the first half there, especially, you really sowed into Ballyea, to for want of a better word, you matched them physically, and you got that early goal. So that really set a tone as well.
I suppose, to get an early goal, into the wind as well. It was I suppose, it was a big confidence booster for us, and like I said, we haven't got to a final in a long time, so something like that would settle the team down, obviously, and Ballyea are a physical team, but a fairly physical team, very hard and fair. So we knew obviously we're going to have to try and match them physically, or try to compete anyway, if we were going to have any chance. But I think, look, at this stage, semi-final, most teams are physical, most teams are strong. Lads are very well conditioned nowadays. You're going to have to match them if you're going to have any hope of getting over the line. So yeah, look, we I suppose no matter who we're playing, we're going to try and match them anyway.
Yeah. Your brother there, he got a point there at the end. He got the ball. I think he gave it to Jacob McMahon, and he gave it back to him. And it was a great piece of skill. But I think it epitomised everything about your team. That score, to put the game to bed, really, I suppose, right at the death.
Yeah.
How he got the energy.
Yeah, I actually didn't see it myself. Yeah. I was trying to. I don't know, did it come from a Ballyea puck out? I was trying to make my way back to help out, but I was a bit slow getting back and a bit slow getting back up again. So I don't know what went on. I saw the ball going over the barrel, right? But yeah, look, I suppose it's at times like that you want your big players to dig in, and obviously he's a bit of experience, and so does Jacob. You know, keep the heads there. And the last couple of minutes, you know, a score was very important there, just to, you know, to settle us. And yeah, sure, look, you want your big players to do something good there when you need them at the end. You know.
Yeah, Bellier were great champions when they were champions, and they wore the badge very, very well. But it's great to see a team like Callaghans Mills. You're steeped in history. You're one of the oldest teams one of the oldest clubs in the county, and it's only great for Clare hurling like that you're in a county final now.
Yeah, look, but sure, look, it's great. I suppose we're only worried about, you know, but we can only worry about ourselves. We can't affect anything else, and we can only worry about our own team. And we just said, look, you know, there's a lot going on around at the moment. People can't go anywhere. People can't go to see anything. Parents, families, you know, things like that. So we just said, look, as we wanted to do this for ourselves, but it's great for people around as well, just to have a little bit of interest outside of just talking about COVID for a change.
Absolutely,
you know, there's something else to talk about now for 2 weeks, but you know, all it is a semi-final. We want a semi-final. You know, final the next day is a big one, and as I said to someone else there, you know, we never dreamed of getting to finals. You know, you dream of winning them. So we have a lot of work to do, and Bridge are obviously going to be, you know, very strong favourites. They've been there, done that. So we've an awful lot of work to do, but you know, we're there, so we have a chance to do it.
Well, in 2 weeks' time, you'll be lining out your team here, and you'll be walking behind the Tulla Pipers band, and I mean that's some honour, Bryan.
Well, yeah, look, it's great, but you know, I suppose the main thing is that we're there. The team is there. Hopefully, maybe restrictions might be lifted in the meantime. Might be a few people in here to see it. Although I have to say, on the field, you know, I don't really notice much of a difference. You know, it still feels. You
still have your job to do with it.
Yeah, and it seems quite loud around. Even if it's just the subs or whatever, you can hear plenty of noise around the place when scores go over and that. But hopefully, there'll be a few people allowed in, and it'll be a good occasion.
Yeah, there's a few people up there on the stand from the mills there. They have great voices.
yeah, we have.
Bryan, thanks very much for stopping to talk to me, and hearty congratulations to Callaghans Mills. And I'll let you back with your teammates now. I'm sure you want to get back with them. Thanks, Bryan.